over there. Folks, just come around if you don't mind. Just come in here. Folks, I'm going to be standing in the kitchen. First time for everything. Alright folks, I'll make it right on our allocated time. Not here to penalise the punctual as we always like to say. So good afternoon and welcome. Thank you for braving the conditions. If I haven't met you before, Robert Tolp is my name. My absolute pleasure. I'm going to be your auctioneer taking you through proceedings on behalf of our beloved Telos Group. The lady on my right hand side here, they call her Greenhithe. Her name is actually Greer Tolp. She's been the chief market consultant during the duration of the campaign. As you can tell by the commonality of surnames, she is my much better half, so I've make sure I've got to dot my I's and cross my T's this afternoon. Caleb Patterson, Roland is our business owner from Telos Group as well. Also here as part of the team to get you into the neighbourhood and across the line. Now, if you are currently a Greenhithian, you'll understand the benefits of being in such a location. If you are new to the suburb, we welcome you with open arms, but you need to pay for the privilege. That's just the way it works around here. Now, we know the property is 8B Roland Road here in Greenhithe. We are fee simple, we are freehold, best title of land in New Zealand. It's a brand new title still to be issued, so I don't have title particulars at this point in time. The list of channels are unchanged to the paperwork that Greer and her team have had well circulated during the marketing period. Now the settlement date that we proffer up, that's the 31st of July this year, obviously unless you've arranged otherwise, on the basis that obviously the CCC for the building or code compliance certificate, as well as the new title is in order for dealing at that date. If it's not, then settlement date will merely be within, I think it's 3 or 5 working days? 3 working days of the CCC being issued and the title being in order for dealing, or 31st of July, whichever is the latter. Now, our owners have obviously given me their reserve price. It's in line with your feedback and subject to it being reached or exceeded the highest bidder that I accept at or above that level. Happy to sell you the property, welcome you to the community. If an unlikely dispute takes place, I'm just going to deal to that by taking the first bid that I see, or I'll wind back to the last undisputed level. As auctioneer, I may nominate the sum by which you raise the bids, and I've also got that legal right to refuse any bid that I deem not to be in the auction's best interest. The sellers, they've given me the exclusive right to bid on their behalf if required. It's not our preference, but it's referred to as a vendor bid. It simply means that if you choose not to bid and are well below that reserve price, I can place a bid on the owner's behalf, provide a roadmap if you will of what won't buy the property. If you don't want me to vendor bid, I'm happy with that as well. You just need to. There's no telephone bidders that I can see at this point in time, no paperwork that I've been asked to look at as well, so everyone is present and accounted for. Our owners do have the legal right to withdraw their property from sale at any time before we sell it without disclosing that reserve price. Today, if you're the fortunate buyer, simple obligation, stay out of the cold a little bit longer, grab a seat, grab a bottle of champagne. We're going to get you to sign the agreement to record the sale. You'd arrange payment for your deposit. That'll be a neat 10% of your successful bid, and then pay the balance of funds on that 31st of July or within the 3 working days after CCC is issued. Title is in order for dealing, whichever is the latter. Now, as always, by bidding at auction, you are confirming you do so on an unconditional basis. You do acknowledge receipt of our buyer and seller's guide. We do have spare copies. And also by bidding, you're saying you've read through the contract, the documentation, and you agree to be bound by the terms and conditions contained therein, as well as all of the paperwork that Greer and her team have made readily available to you. By obvious words of warning, if we reach a reserve price, I'm going to share the good news. If you're the highest buyer or bidder below that level, we're just going to have a quick private conversation now. To everyone else, be clear that during that conversation, the property can be withdrawn and sold without me coming back out and declaring it's on the market. So if you do have unconditional interest, then obviously we encourage you to bid right from the get-go. If you've got conditional interest, we'll wait and we'll be with you shortly, but feel free to upgrade your participation. A few nice words about the property. Well, they say that hard work never killed anyone.
No.
Why would you, exactly, sir, you can see you look like you've moved in. Guys, why would you take the risk? Now again, if you're looking at building in today's day and age, when you're talking about resource consents and building consents, and then obviously getting builders to build it, it could be 2 years, from woe to go. To me, life is absolutely too short, and why would you build when brand new offering is obviously here for you today? You've got that 10-year master build guarantee there as well, folks. So again, we can put your name next to that. The property itself you can move straight into. You can obviously just start living it and enjoying it from the get-go. And whether you're buying the property because of the accommodation, the location, or the lifestyle, again, I can obviously see that we've got that sort of the double-sized bedrooms upstairs, the second living room or media room, again, great for the younger generation. Whether it obviously be the lifestyle as well, and the lifestyle, whether it be obviously grabbing brunch or a glass of coffee or maybe something at night. You've got the Collins here, you've got the malt, you've got everything else that obviously the Greenhithe offers. Those of you that live in Greenhithe know exactly what I'm talking about. The younger generation, well, there again, they can walk down the road to a Decile 10 primary school. And again, you've got obviously you've got the tennis club, and notorious as it is, but you've got the tennis club there. You've obviously got War Memorial Park. Everything is here for you. You're in one of Greenhithe's best streets. And as I refer to it, it is old Greenhithe, not based on the age of the residents. From the fact that obviously it's a little bit more established. That's how we say it. Folks, look, I wish you well. There's plenty of folded arms, hands in pockets, as I've already referred to, sir. You look very comfortable in this location. You've just got to pay for the privilege. Buyers, brand new it is. I call upon you for an opening better offer. Who'd like to go first? Well, that worked well. I thought I'd put you into an absolute frenzy, but obviously not. I don't mind. What makes sense, folks? $1.4 million. I would have thought brand new. Can't separate house from land, got to sell it as a package. Who'd like to go first? We've got strong conditional interest buyers. We've got the opportunity right now to obviously keep the lights on, as we say, keep the process transparent, keep your fate in your own hands. If you've never bid at an auction before, you can bid 1.4 and I guarantee I won't sell you the property. The owners would lynch me out of the way of the car if the neighbours didn't get to me first. What do you think, guys? You haven't moved a muscle. There's two of you there. That's 700,000 each. No. So if you're a gentleman, you kick in more than half. That's okay. Can I tempt you? And do you have interest in the property that sort of level unconditionally? No, that's okay. We'll get to you shortly. If it's too cheap, tell me. As we say, where's my neighbours? You've always got an obligation to maintain property values. Go straight to $2 million would be my suggestion. 1.4. Greg, can we tempt them in? Alright, I'm not going to dilly nor dally, guys. 1.4 million on a vendor bid, folks. I'll set up the starting blocks at a little level at which I can't sell the property. Do they have some unconditional interest there, Greg? Can we tempt them in? They hesitate in Greenhithe. It's going to cost them a little bit more. At $1.4 million on the owner's behalf, 1.45, I seek and chase down. Now, everyone's so polite, everyone's smiling. That's because at 1.45, there's no question of value. But at $1.4 million, I call it my first call. At $1.4 million, twice. Third, plenty of room for the puppy dogs, I would have thought. And final time at $1.4 million. Again, I'll shimmy it along to 1.45 on a vendor bid, guys. I'm going to give you one more opportunity to upgrade your participation. Otherwise, my instructions are I position the property and I pass it back into the hands of Greer and her team, who's a much tougher negotiator than I am. No, I can understand it, absolutely, folks. And I don't mind that either, guys. I remind you again, if we pass the property in, we're going to invite your conditional interest straight away. So again, at 1.45 on a vendor bid, one more opportunity, or I call it away once, twice, third time. All right, well, your response is slightly underwhelming, but I have no choice. But I'm going to place one more bid for the sellers at a level of $1.6 million now. I do that. I will relinquish your right to vendor bid. I encourage all interest northwards of there. Now, either unconditionally or conditionally. Folks, I will give you one more opportunity. If you'd like to know the target you're aiming for, get my undivided attention for 5 minutes straight after the auction. If you bid me 1.605, you won't buy the property, but again, I'm happy to extend that courtesy to you. Hope that makes sense. Otherwise, at $1.6 million for whatever higher bid, I'm going to pass the property in back in the hands of Greer and the team. So, first time now at 1.6, plenty of conversation going up. If I pass the property in, just form an orderly queue in front of Greer. Twice, third, final time. All right, I have no choice. I'll officially pass the property in at a level of $1.6 million. If you're interested now northwards of that, either unconditional or conditionally, either see Carter, myself, or Greer and the team. Other than that, please drive safely. Enjoy the rest of the day. If we can be of any help, let us know. Thank you, folks. No, Mike. I think this is